Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 best mortar decks. Now, we are sitting close to the top 1000 in top ladder, so any of these decks that I show you guys, you know I'm going to be using in top ladder. So, you know, you're only getting good decks here, and I'm going to do a match with every single one to kind of teach you guys how to play it. So let's get right into it, because you know what? I want to show you guys the best mortar decks with all the balance changes and all of the buffs and new evolutions. For our first deck, we are running Mortarbait. Now, this is my little spin on Mortarbait because I like to use EvoBomber. Now, if you don't have 2 evolutions, it's really not a big deal. This deck is amazing with only 1 evolution as well. The only difference is you don't run EvoBomber, you run Spear Goblins instead, so that's just one thing. But if you do have 2 evolutions because you're level 15, give the EvoBomber a try. If you don't have a high level Little Prince, give Musketeer a try instead. And you know, let's get right into this. He's gonna go for the Knight there. I'm gonna go for the EvoBomber here, and I'm also gonna play the Knight in front, and maybe we can get some decent damage out of this. He does log, so that's gonna stop anything too crazy from happening. The Mortar will get a shot on the Firecracker, so we don't really have to counter it. We could have went for a King Tower activation, but I wasn't quite feeling it. And we have some really good damage there, and it was all because of our freaking EvoBomber, so that's nice. Let's go for a Skeleton Barrel here, and then I'm gonna go for my EvoMortar as well. There is the Tesla, so we're going to get that out of there, and then we should get some decent damage out of this EvoMortar. Let's get the Little Prince ability, and because he logged, I'm gonna go for my Goblin gang now, and I don't think he has Elixir to defend this. He's just gonna keep spamming for like his life, but that's gonna be game, I think. Like, that's going to be tower down at least. Yeah, okay, we get the win there. That is a nice start to the video. A good way to show you guys that this deck is honestly freaking amazing. Now, feel free to switch to the next matchup if you would like. I'll put a timestamp down below, but I'll play it out just to see, unless he's given up. Alright, he's definitely given up, so let's go on into the next one. Alright guys, for this next matchup, we are going to be using Classic Mortar, and I'm going to be running this in a Grand Challenge just to kind of show you guys the tournament standard. Now, this deck is the version of the 2.8 Tornado Classic Mortar deck that you would see with Archers, but we are running it with Little Prince, and the reason for that is because Little Prince is new, and it is amazing. But if you don't have a high-level Little Prince, feel free to use Archers, and if you don't have Evo Knight, then go ahead and use Evo Archers, but your main evolution should always be EvoMortar. So, you know, if you only have 1 evolution or whatever, use EvoMortar. It's the biggest part of this deck, especially because it's so offensive that you can really get some nice magic with it. And another thing with this deck is you can use your Tornado to make some amazing plays. But make sure that you're kind of doing it in double elixir. You don't wanna use your Tornado overly aggressive, especially in single elixir, because it is 3 elixir just for a mortar lock, and you do have to be careful because you have to deal with what you Tornado after the fact. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's play our Little Prince on that Musketeer here, and then wow, that's crazy. Alright, well, that's annoying. He's gonna go for the Firecracker. I actually don't care about that, I'm gonna be honest. And then let's play the Knight here for that Musketeer. Now, because we have Rocket, we can definitely get some decent damage on that Expo if needed. The Ice Spirit will force him to play another counter to our Knight. Let's just see what he does. He's gonna give us that damage. Let's play our Little Prince in the back again, and then just kind of wait and see what he does. Because we have Evo Knight, that's kind of annoying for him to deal with, so let's go for the Mortar, and then let's play our Evo Knight right away. There's the Musketeer, and that's going to get absolutely destroyed by our Evo Knight, so that is good. And then we can pop our Little Prince ability. I don't think he's going to get to a Rocket in time. I mean, he could be using Fireball, but even if he Fireballs now, he's going to have to deal with what we have going on the tower. I think that's going to be tower, and honestly, that could be game. I don't think he's given up, unless, I mean, maybe he has. I don't know. Let's just cycle our Goblins here on the left side, and let's play our Mortar, and then let's play a Knight in the pocket. Man, everybody is giving up in this video. Oh my goodness. I guess these Mortar decks are just way too strong, and we're getting non-stop wins because of it. Alright, well, let's cut to the next deck. Alright, you guys, for this next deck, honestly, I would 100% recommend playing this deck. It's honestly kind of been, like, buffed. I would consider it a newly buffed deck, just because every card in it is good in the new meta right now, with the last 2 balance changes. And then on top of that, having the double Evo is absolutely freaking broken. It's minor poison with Mortar, so definitely I would recommend playing it. If you don't have 2 Evos, Don't worry about using Evo Bats, just use EvoMortar. If you don't have Evo Bats, use Evo Knight. So, you know, there's lots of different options for you to take here. We get the King Tower activation. Firecracker will get 1 hit, but I don't care. And now we can just kind of wait and see what's going on. He's going to go for a Hog Rider. We don't have the greatest counter in hand. I'm going to log it, and then we're going to have to eat that damage a little bit. But the good thing is we have the King Tower activation, which is so important. Let's go for the Miner and the Bats here because he played that Firecracker on the left side. So you can kind of watch for what their counters are and then make your pushes depending on that and what they use. Let's go for the Mortar here and just kind of wait and see what he does. Mortar should go for the Firecracker, then we'll just play the Knight in front, and he's already in trouble. And that's kind of the big thing about this deck. Like, honestly, you don't want to take a lot of damage when you're using this deck. You want to play it very passive, but at the same time, you can punish your opponent a lot and kind of win those elixir exchanges. Now, also a very nice thing is we have Guards in this deck, which is a great counter to Hog Rider. If you struggle against Hog Rider, Guards is the card for you, man. Let's start our Archer Queen in the back on the right side, because I want to push the right side. He's going to play the Firecracker in the back, which is honestly amazing for us. I'm going to poison. We're going to have to take like 1 or 2 hits from that Hog Rider, but we will play the Guards. And then his Evo Firecracker is gone, and we have EvoMortar and Evo Bats, so we can cook up something nice, and we can use our Archer Queen ability to kind of force out some elixir from him, hopefully. Okay, I'm actually not going to pop it, because I'm going to use my Evo Bats on it, because then they're going to get the HP buff when they do it. And then we have our Knight here, so we can distract the Firecracker. We can play the Archer Queen here, and then the Evo Bats are going towards the tower. No way he just let that go. Let's go for our EvoMortar as well. We should take that tower. I can just play my Guards to help counter it, and that is going to be game, I think. We can play the Bats on the left side to take all of this out, and then we can just log this Hog Rider, and I'm actually going to play the Mortar to pull him now, because now we can actually do that. And then we'll go for the Miner Bats counter push, and here is the strength right here, is that amazing counter push that you can always do. We're going to take the second tower, and I think he's given up, so let's give him a good game. And let's give him a good luck. Alright, you guys, I know I have a couple Hog Rider players in my viewer base, so I wanted to give you guys a Mortar Hog deck, and this one is actually found in top ladder. I wouldn't say it's as common or necessarily as good as like Miner Poison for top ladder, but in mid ladder I can definitely see this deck being fairly solid, so I would check this out if you're having a bit of trouble in mid ladder. Hog Rider's crazy in mid ladder all the time. Let's go for the Mortar here. Now when you Mortar, you kind of want your little prince to be down with it. He used his arrows, so I can play my Knight in front. The reason why you play your Knight in front is because you want the Spear Goblins to lock onto your Knight after everything dies, because when he zaps, you see here my minions stay alive. So that's a perfect way to defend Goblin Giant, and then we can go for a counter push with our Hog Rider, and we have the Snowball, so that's going to be tower, I think, or at least very close to the tower. That is beautiful. That's the average Goblin Giant player right there, honestly. Pretty easy tower to just take, and that is going to be... I think that's going to be game. I doubt he's coming back from this, but we'll see. Let's play the Skeletons right here for the Bandit. I'm hoping this guy doesn't give up. I'd like to have a full match here. I feel like every freaking game I've had for this video, people have been giving up, which is annoying. Let's go for the Mortar on the left side here. He's going to go for the Goblin Giant again. I have mad respect for this guy for not giving up, and I honestly really appreciate it. We're going to play our Little Prince right here, and we're using a defensive poison, and that way if he plays minions or bats behind it, they will get absolutely destroyed by the poison, and we can use our Little Prince ability to push that guy back, and that is a pretty easy defense. Now, we're not going to do anything too crazy, because I think this guy is up on Elixir on us, so we're just going to kind of wait and chillax, see what he's doing. There are the Evo Skellies, so the Guardian is going to not stand a chance. He's got the Evo Bats coming in. Let's play our Knight right here, and we are able to time it pretty well. Let's use our Evo Skellies, and he's probably going to use his arrows, but they might get some good damage. Yeah, not bad. Let's use our Little Prince ability here, and then let's go for a Mortar here, and then just wait a second. Let's pause. He goes for the Sparky, so I'm going to use a poison. Good Skeletons by him there to kind of distract everything so that you know, he doesn't have to worry too much about everything. But we are going to take this tower, I think. I doubt he's going to be able to defend this. Let's go in with the Hog Rider. And you can see here, when you have the Hog Rider pushing, like, he was getting body blocked for like 7 minutes there. What is going on? This is like the weirdest match, man. Honestly, like, Goblin Giant is just such a dumb card. Alright, well, we'll defend this, and I guess we don't take that tower because our Hog Rider decided he was going to be stupid, but we will get the win here. Let's give him a good game. Let's give him a good luck. Alright guys, this next deck is honestly for my crazier viewers. I won't lie, it is a little bit weird. It is Mortar Graveyard, but this deck, I don't know why it's meta. I've never seen this being meta, but it is. There's about 3 or 4 players that are playing this in the top 200 right now, which is like absurd to me. I've never seen it before, but it is actually pretty good, and it does make sense a little bit, I guess, because one of the really big things about this deck is when you have a mortar lock on the tower, it's really hard for them to defend the mortar and the graveyard at the same time. They can't kite stuff if they're playing stuff to counter the graveyard. That Mega Knight will get a jump on our tower, but I'm really not that worried about it. Honestly, we just didn't know he had Mega Knight. That's kind of the way it always goes against Mega Knight. Their first Mega Knight gets some damage, the second one doesn't, so that's okay. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I know you guys are probably thinking, Benny, that is weird, and I agree, it is weird, but it works. And so, you know, who am I to judge something that works, right? Now he's gonna go for the Firecracker in the back. I guess I could have poisoned, but I didn't. I don't have the greatest rotation, so I'm just gonna Mortar right here to force that Firecracker to shoot it and then die. There is the Mega Knight. Big surprise. I don't know what the hell it was. What was that? Like, I don't know what that was. That was weird, man. I'm just gonna wait. The miner is going to get targeted by my tower, so that is good. I could always tornado the miner onto my king tower, but I'm not going to quite yet, just because I want to kind of save my elixir. I don't want to get punished by anything too crazy. Let's let the little prince get going here. He's gonna go for a mini P.E.K.K.A. So I'm just gonna play my barbell right here, and I'm not playing it on the mini P.E.K.K.A. because honestly you get more damage or I guess it's easier to defend by playing it to the side. The Dark Goblin's going to cross the bridge and take that poison damage. Now I'm going to go for the EvoMortar. I have my Evo Knight as well, so I could definitely... Wow, okay, we get the lock because this guy's brain dead, and he wants to Mega Knight first. He goes for the Zap, that was smart, but now we're going to go for the Graveyard. Good luck defending all of that, buddy. Let's give him a Little Prince as well onto the Mega Knight. Honestly, that Evil Firecracker was a pretty good play, but it's not going to be enough. Let's use the Little Prince ability here to stop the Mega Knight. Like, what was that? Let's poison the tower just to kind of get a little bit more damage on it. I'm going to ignore that one Firecracker because honestly, like, you don't really have to worry about the fire, like, damage on both towers when you're playing a minor cycle deck. It really doesn't matter that much. The mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to get taken out fairly easily, I think. Now we could just Graveyard Poison for our damage. I think that's what we're going to do. He's going to Fireball, so I'm going to go for my Graveyard, and I'm going to Poison right now. The Dark Goblin will go on our tower, but I don't care. It's not going to be enough to take our tower, and that's going to be game. Let's give him a good game. Let's give him a good luck. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.